Hello students, welcome back to the class, and in this video lecture I am going to start with a series of video lectures for the chapter of fundamental unit of life cell. It is a very important chapter of class 9. ये chapter number 5 है और ये part 1 है इस series का, जिसमें कि we are going to discuss about the cell organization, right? हमें क्या पता होना चाहिए कि सेल के चारों तरफ एक मेम्ब्रेन सी होती है एंड उस मेम्ब्रेन के कारण सेल प्रोटेक्टेड रहता है एंड एवरी लिविंग बीइंग प्रेजेंट ऑन दिस अर्थ इज मेड अप ऑफ सेल. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट दिस सेलुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जिसमें कि सबसे पहला टॉपिक है हमारा सेल मेम्ब्रेन. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट और सबसे पहला टॉपिक इस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर का. स्टूडेंट्स मिस मत करिएगा इसको. एंड इट इज अ सेल मेम्ब्रेन. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सबसे पहले बात करते हैं कि मेम्ब्रेन होता क्या है. मेम्ब्रेन इज अ थिन आउटर लेयर. ओके, नाउ थिन आउटर लेयर ये कोई भी मेम्ब्रेन हो सकता है, जैसे कि इफ यू सी अ बलून. ओके, अ बलून के चारों तरफ जो मेम्ब्रेन, इट इज अ वेरी थिन. ओके, it is a thin layer, and as you pour in air, what happens? The membrane expands, the balloon expands. So membrane has the ability to expand as much as it can. Okay, but at the same time, if you put water into it, if you put lot of air into it in the balloon, okay, it is a balloon, and if you put lot of air into it, what will happen? It will expand to a certain extent, okay, because it is elastic, it is flexible, it will expand to a certain extent, and after that, if you put even more amount of air blow into it, then what will happen? It may burst. So if it is bursting, then again this is a very important property of a membrane कि membrane के अंदर अगर excessive substances चले जाते हैं तो membrane उसको hold नहीं कर सकता and the membrane will burst. So here cell membrane के बारे में हम पढ़ने वाले हैं that how cell membrane will behave and what are the characteristic properties and the structure of this cell membrane. Okay students, so if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe the channel because it's going to be very interesting. And along with this, the diagrams will also be shown to you and how diagrams will be made for this particular chapter of every cell organelle. Okay, look, so हम लोग बात करेंगे about the structure of the cell membrane. Structure, cell membrane is a double layered. It is a double layered structure which is present on the cell. It is an outer layer, double layer. It is present as a protective layer and it provides a boundary, and that is why it is also called as limiting membrane. Okay, this limiting membrane is elastic. It can be said as flexible, or another word we can use for it, it is dynamic. Dynamic means it is not static, it continuously moves. ये बढ़ expand होता है, contract होता है. Okay, and that is why it is called as a dynamic. And one more thing, that it is a living structure. Other factors also play a very important role in making this structure living, but these are the basic important features that we understand about this cell membrane. Let us discuss more about it, but first of all let us see the diagram of cell membrane. Okay, so that's all students. You can see here it represents a cell membrane. So here you can find it is made up of two layers. This is the outer layer, first layer, and is the second layer. Okay, so you can say that if it is the inner portion facing the cytoplasm, so it is inner membrane, and it is outside facing the extracellular component, and that is why it is called as the outer membrane. The abbreviations are IM and OM. Okay, and you will find that the cell membrane is composed of two very important structures or biomolecules. So first is the lipid fraction, okay, and the lipid fraction is having a head and a tail. It is a head and this is the tail. You can find that tails are facing each other. So why they are so? Because they are hydrophobic. So what we can say, this tail is hydrophobic, मतलब इनको पानी से डर लगता है. And head is hydrophilic. So these heads are hydrophilic. And then you will find that they are also having the colorful blue and green colors I'm showing here. These are the proteins. Okay, so these are the proteins, and these called as membrane proteins. These membrane proteins are very essential for the transport of substances in and out of the cell, and also they are dynamic, means they keep changing their structure, their conformation, so that the molecules can attach them and they can be transported across, means the movement of substances in and out. अगर ये बाहर में कोई substances है, like जैसे कि आपके ग्लूकोज है, okay, जैसे ग्लूकोज है, तो ग्लूकोज will be bound with a specific protein and this glucose will be transported into the cell, okay, and if there is some kind of waste substances present inside this cell, such as urea is present, okay, and this urea has to be sent out and it will be bound to this particular protein and it will be sent out of this cell. So that is how the movement of these substances take place in and out of this cell. So what are the two important structures? Lipids and proteins are the very important structures present of the cell membranes. ये proteins जो होते हैं वो काफी specific होते हैं, वो हर एक molecule को attach नहीं कर पाते, okay? So this property of this specificity makes the cell membrane semi-permeable, okay? It does not allow all the substances to pass through it. So semi-permeable nature आ जाता है cell membrane का. Then it is, I told you, it is highly elastic, flexible and dynamic. So water can easily pass into it, gases can easily pass into it, and the process of exchange of substances take place through two methods: diffusion and osmosis, right? So diffusion and osmosis are the two methods by which the substances move in and out of the cell. I hope this is clear to you till now. This particular model of cell membrane is called as fluid mosaic model, and this fluid mosaic model was provided by, or which was proposed by, Singer and Nicholson. So as I have said, if an animal cell, if any plant cell is kept in a solution, okay, suppose this is it is a beaker which is containing a solution which is hypertonic, then if a cell is kept inside this solution, then the cell membrane starts to shrink. The cell membrane may start to shrink, and that may cause the plasmolysis. If a cell is kept in a solution which is hypotonic, the cell may increase in its size. The cell may swell, and the swelling of this cell will be up to a certain extent because cell membrane cannot hold on to large amount of substances within itself. So if this hypertonic solution goes inside the cell continuously, then after some time what will happen? The cell membrane may burst and the components may spill out. So this is the property. So when we talk about the hypertonic and hypotonic solution, I am very much sure that you know about the two types of osmosis, and they are, in hypertonic solution we will find exosmosis taking place, and if in hypotonic solution there is endosmosis. So cells, they are very happy under which type of solution condition? They are very happy under isotonic solution, because in the isotonic solutions you will not find the cell may change its shape. They may remain in their original condition without any kind of changes. So that is how we have discussed about the cell membrane today, and in coming up lectures I will talk about cell wall and other cell organelles. So please subscribe to the channel and share it among your friends so that I can bring this content in a much better manner. Thank you very much for watching this video till this point, and please subscribe the channel.